All right, morning everyone. We're back out here to check these sets this morning. Kinsley sets, I already checked some at the house, didn't have a catch. We checked her sets. We set them during her school Thanksgiving break, and then had a trip on that next weekend, and then we just got them set back yesterday. But she wanted to check them before she got on the school bus this morning, so we got up, got that done. Now we're over here checking these sets that I put out. She didn't have anything this morning. So far, I'm not seeing anything here either. Both these sets here are still set, the blind set and the 330 we got in that run. I'm not seeing anything straight out across here on this dam, but what I am seeing is a few bubbles out here in the water. That makes me think something might have been on the bank, heard me walking up here and jumped in the water, so may have something over there in that pocket set that we made. We'll get over there and check it here in a minute. Check this 330 real quick right here. And I'm just going to take this stick. I can't see the trap, so I'm just going to take this stick, check it. It's still set right there. Yeah, there's definitely some bubbles right there. So either that otter poked his head back up and went back under, or we got a catch over there in that foothold. They didn't come up here and repair this dam break, so I can see my cable still stretched out right here. I can actually see my trap still set underwater too, so we're just going to clean this out a little bit, take and stomp it down, get some water moving again. Get over here and see what happened on this pocket. Nope, trap's still set, guys. I can see the trap still sitting here. So something just heard us come and jumped in the water. I'm gonna step down here and lower this black widow stand. You can tell that water's dropped a good 3 inches in here. So I'm gonna lower that thing lower in the water now. Got this new stand, I'm giving it a try. Hopefully I can get it figured out to where you guys can watch. These black widow stands, they fit I believe they fit almost all your bigger beaver footholds. And what I did, guys, I don't use a lot of these things like this because I'm horrible about leaving them laying. What I did, I just took that trap anchor, fed it through the stand itself, so when I make a catch, this is going to go with the catch. Maybe a mess afterwards, but I just don't want to lose those stands. But basically, all they do is they come in here and they fit on between that base plate and the springs right here and hold that trap up. So get that Duke 850 back in there, just like that. I'm just going to come in here a little bit deeper, push that thing up in there just like that right there, guys, and that trap's set. Oh, let's ease on down here and check these other sets we got on down. Really surprised nothing happened in here last night. There may not be. I mean, there's a good amount of beaver in here. I mean, you can tell by the chew sticks. May have to just put our waders on and get this water down a little bit, put our waders on and get down there to that house. But anyway, leave them set, and eventually they'll start moving. Blind set still here, guys. And I tried yesterday, whenever I set this trap, I tried to go out here in the deep water and anchor it, but the ground is just a real gravelly bottom, small gravel, and I even tried cross staking it, couldn't get anything to hold. So all I did is I had to put an extension on my trap. We extended it right here with a piece of chain, and I just took that chain up there to that tree and anchored it on it. All right, 330 here, still set. Doesn't look like my 330 down here in this channel has been messed with. I can see the TS-85 still guarding this hole here. Those otters didn't come through, or if they did, they weren't interested in what I had. All right, looks like our 330 that we had set down here is not where we left it. Oh, yeah, it is. I just couldn't see it. So, yep, no catches this morning, guys. While we're down here, I'm going to go ahead and walk a little bit farther down here. I think I did last year and actually talked while I was doing the video. Walk this very bitch. I'm just going to step down here a little bit farther and look around, and we'll go to another spot and get it set this morning. Alright guys, made it over here to the second location. This little trail that I'm going up over the levee on, I just put a flag here. Basically, as I'm driving down this field edge, I can see that flag and know that's where my sets are. But there's what we got over here. Got a dam down there in the bottom of that ditch, and I'm not going to climb back down this big hill, but I've got 3 sets on it. Just looking up here, before I even climbed down in there, I could identify 2 different spots that I wanted to set traps. And then when I got down in there, I found a 3rd pretty easy. So I like to work in my hip boots if at all available, not to put those big waders on. Now if I put those big waders on, I'd probably be able to walk anywhere down through here. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to walk the edge for a couple of 100 yards both directions looking for bank dens. But not going to do that right now. Right now I'm just going to set easy set locations I can get to with my hip boots, and then if we need to, we'll get back down here with waders. But basically, looking at this dam, the 2 spots that I picked out right over here by this tree, I could tell they were working on it, the big tree, and they're chewing on the back of it. Once I got down there, it wasn't a good place to put a foothold on that trail. But what I did notice is on the very edge of this dam, where the dam touches the bank, is a crossover. So I got one trap just anchored to that tree there, and guarding the bottom side of that crossover. And then one thing that stuck out to me too, how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but just right over here, looks like the bank's kind of caved in a little bit. Hey, that's going to be a bank den. So when I got down there, I walked down to it, and sure enough, there's a hole going back up in the bank. So I set a 330 on the H-stand there. And then just on the other side of this grouping of 3 or 4 big trees, there's a good crawl out where they're crawling out and get up on the bank. And that's the same path they're using over here. So they're just getting up on the bank there and working on these willow trees. But anyway, I set a foothold just on an extension cable anchored to the base of one of those trees. Got a foothold guarding that trail as it goes up in the water. No scent, no disturbance, just coming here, setting real quick, places where they're going to be. I'm going to go back down over here to this bridge. Hopefully you guys can see it. Just a little concrete bridge on a field road crossing this ditch. I'm going to looks like there may be some debris or something kind of blocking it down under it. I'm going to get out and look at it before I go. But scouting over here a few months ago, there's another dam just right around this curve. I'm going to get up there and I'm going to get that dam set, and I'll show you guys those sets when we get it done. Alright guys, I'm not sure what that recorded, but as you know, I like to carry this little box with assorted ferrules and stops and swivels and some extra chain links and quick links and split ring. Got some universal hag brackets in here. They're handy for a lot of different things. Some snare components. I've got some conibear triggers there. And I make these extensions on my traps. 10-foot extension cable is what I like. I can keep adding 10-foot sections together to reach whatever anchor point, which is usually a tree for me that I need. I'll turn this thing around here and see if I can show you guys real quick what I do. So basically all I do is I take my cable, I stick one of these double ferrules, stick the cable through the double ferrule, take my split ring, my swivel, whatever I want to be behind that loop, come in here, feed that cable back through that double ferrule. And guys, I keep a small pair of bolt cutters. These things, they're not real bulky, not in the way, and they work good for crimping these ferrules. I've never had one pull out. Using this method, I don't have to carry a big crimping tool with me. I just come in here, I do 2 crimps. I'll put the ferrule in one direction. I'll crimp it down. And then I'll flip that ferrule over and I'll come from the other direction. I don't think it matters too much. It's just a habit I've gotten into. Make 2 crimps on that ferrule, and that cable's not going to come back out of that ferrule. That's secure there. The cable will rust and break before that ferrule fails. Then all it is, guys, is just pulling out however much cable I want. Like I said, I don't measure them. I just pull it out to what I think about 10 foot might be. I'll use my bolt cutters, or I've got this S-hook tool. This opens the S-hooks and stuff on your swivels, on your traps. Let me show you guys. So basically, you've got this closed swivel on your trap on one side and your anchor on the other, and that swivel, it's a swivel point. You can take this S-hook tool to close that hook, closes on your trap, or you can use these 2 points on it, stick between that loop, and that'll open that S-hook back up. All right. They also got cable cutters on them. You can cut this cable. Usually does a real good job. I find that if I put a little bit of a bend into it, a little bit of pressure on it, it seems to cut better. And this S-hook tool, the cutters on it are about shot. Need time to pick up another one. It didn't cut all the way through. Ideally, you want to make that with one slice, one cut, get that cable cut. A lot of times it don't happen. Just make another cut on it. It just leaves that cable frayed. Sometimes it's hard to get back into your ferrule. I'll just take and twist it back. Most of the time I can get it through there. If not, you may have to make another cut, cleaner cut, to get that thing in there. See if we can get it. Guys, this cable's a 3/32 cable. What I use for my anchoring points. All right, I got that twisted through there. Just gonna take another split ring, put on this side. Get it pushed through there. Normally it's not this difficult, but I didn't make that clean cut. Of course, anytime you turn the camera on, try to show something, it's going to be difficult. Anyway, guys, we're just going to work that through there till just the tail end sticks out. I'm going to pull it down to whatever size loop that I want. I try to do it about like that right there. I can get my S-hooks, anything I want to use this for, I can get it in that hook. Same thing, we're just going to take our small bolt cutters, open them up. We're going to make 2 crimps. One this way. Turn around, do another one from the opposite side. And there we go, guys. We got that cable made, crimped. And I can either go put it on the trap, or I can Get a bunch of them made up beforehand, roll them up into a small loop like this here, and have a bunch of them stored and ready to go. And when I get down to about foot left on that tail end now, I'll start feeding it through itself, where it goes all the way around that bundle. It doesn't really seem, no matter what you do, unless you use a couple zip ties, seem like these things always come undone, make a mess. But anyway, here we go, got a bundle of it, and you can make up a bunch of those and have them ready to go when you need them. We'll get back down here to this dam, carry our 2 footholds here, and make us a dam break and get that set. Alright, there's our dam, guys. You can tell a lot of water built up here behind it. This backside's a deep channel as well. Ideally, I would like to find a crossover that they're using. Sometimes when things are hard to identify, I can't identify one certain point that they're going over. I tried to walk that edge for a little bit and it got too deep for me looking for a bank den. A lot of times I find that down here in these drainage ditches, you got a dam built like this, your bank dens aren't going to be too far from the dam, it seems like, on either side. This side was too deep for me as well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor the bottom of this tree right here, come over here and make a dam break, set a trap. We're going to go over there. There's no obvious big tree over there to anchor to until we get down here to this one here. So I'm gonna, whatever I need to do, I'm gonna make a dam break up here. If I need to add an extension, I'll add an extension to get over there to that tree, anchor to the bottom of it, and that'll be our 2 sets on this. All right, guys, here's our 2 dam breaks. Now here's the first one, got a trap guarding it right off that edge. Stepped out a good flat spot and got that trap bedded. Even though it is underwater, we got it bedded good. Same thing over there, kicked it out. We got quite a bit of water moving. I've got very little doubt those beaver are going to come in here tonight and want to fix this water leaking out of here. This guy had to put an extension on it, reached those trees over there and got it anchored. This one didn't have enough extension, didn't want to go to the truck, so we're going to risk anchoring it high to the middle of this tree. I think this willow's big enough that if they do chew it off, try to swim with it, it's going to get them tangled up and they're going to drown. Or wherever they pull it to, I'll be able to identify this green willow into the bank den that they go into once they get caught. So maybe a hassle, maybe I wished I didn't do it, but I did it, and we're going to see if it won't work. Well, that's our 2 sets here, guys. So that's 5 sets total here on these 2 dams. I'm going to stop back up there at that bridge, take a look at it, climb under it. We might or might not make a few sets under that bridge.